before we can start saying which Hamza is which just by reading the Arabic text. But I'm going to give you basics of the pronunciation of this Hamza referred to when considering the recitation of the Holy Quran. Okay? For example, okay, this is the word Bismillahi ar-Rahmani ar-Rahim. Bismillahi ar-Rahmani ar-Rahim. Everybody say?
Bismillahi ar-Rahmani ar-Rahim.
Bismillahi ar-Rahmani ar-Rahim. Alhamdu. Now if you've heard recitation, we don't say Bismillahi ar-Rahmani ar-Rahim. Alhamdu. Right. What do we say? Bilhamdu, if we join them, right? So if we join them, we skip this Hamza. If we join them, we don't say Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim Alhamdu. We say Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim Bilhamdu. Everybody with me? Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim Bilhamdu. Okay.
Is there Hamza and Ali?
Yes.
Is that the Hamza?
That's Hamza. Hamza, right? That's the Hamza. Okay, so this here, you see that Hamza? You see what I wrote over there? Okay, I'm going to give you certain characteristics and properties about it in a moment. This Hamza is the normal Hamza. I'm just going to define it as the normal Hamza for now. I'm not getting very technical, but I'm just going to call it the normal Hamza. Okay, the one you've known all your life. Okay, normal Hamza. This one, the key characteristics here is this is always pronounced. You will always hear the a, I or o referring to this. This is the normal Hamza. It is always heard. Okay? Now, the not so normal Hamza. No, I'm kidding. That's not the definition. This is Hamza to qat'i. Hamzatu qat'i. Hamzatu qat'i. It means the Hamza of cutting, separating. Okay? But it's only really understood if you know what the Hamza of joining means. That's the Hamza to qat'i. This is Hamza to Wasl. Hamza to Wasl. Okay. And this is the Hamza of joining. So there did you see we joined the recitation. We didn't say Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim Alhamdu. We said Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim Milhamdu. Okay? Are you all with me? Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim Milhamdu. Okay. So this is the Hamza of joining. This one's always pronounced. Can you guess the characteristic about this one? Not always pronounced. With me. Always pronounced and not always pronounced. Okay. Right. Hamza to Wasl, Hamza of joining, not always pronounced. Another characteristic to add over here. This is found in the beginning of the words, the middle of the words, and at the end of the words. In other words, it can be found anywhere in a word. Could be at the beginning, could be in the middle, could be at the end. For example, Ahmadu. Should be written with the Hamza actually. Ahmadu. With me? Ahmadu, it's at the beginning. Right. Malaikatu. Write it like that. Malaikatu. In the middle. Sayyi'un means an evil thing. Not like that, sorry. Sayyi'un, yes, at the end. Do you hear the Hamza? Ahmad, Malaika, sayyi'un. We added a, e, and an u. In this case, an un as well. Do you hear the Hamza? Right? Or sayyi'u, or as-sayyi'u. Beginning, middle, or end. Now this one can be found anywhere. Normal Hamza that we know from primary school still. Always pronounced, known as Hamzatu qat'in. It's the Hamza of separation, Hamza of cutting, meaning it's clear, it's cut off, you can hear it. Here we have Hamzatu Wasl, it's the Hamza of joining. This one is not always pronounced and only found at beginning. Right. For example, the word al. In any word that has al at the beginning, this al, right? This al has Hamza to waslin, Hamza of joining at the beginning. Are we all fine? Is there any questions up until here? Sure? Look at these. Boys? Everything fine, right? Hamza to waslin. In the Quran, you see it by this little sign. And where does this come from? Here you know that the ayn looks like this. Are you with me? And if I cut off the end of the ayn, I get that. And here we have sad. The sad looks like that. Okay? And if I cut off the head of the sad, I get that. Hamzatu qat'in, Hamzatu waslin. Say. And Hamzatu waslin. Hamza of qat'in, Hamza of cutting. Hamzatu waslin, Hamza of joining. Can be found anywhere and is always pronounced. Only found at the beginning of words and always not always pronounced. Okay, now what's the rule regarding pronunciation? Let me write it down. It is pronounced when starting on the word, but not in continuum. It is pronounced when starting the word, when starting to read the word, but it's not pronounced when reading or speaking in continuum. So, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdu. That is separating. That is not joining the two sentences. But when I want to join the Alhamdu to the previous word, what do I say? Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Milhamdu. Similarly, if I have Babu. Bab means a door. Now if I say Babu, Babu al-Bayt, what kind of Hamza is this? Sorry, in the proper way of writing it should be written like that. This is Hamzatu Waslin. Hamzatu Waslin says if I'm joining the word before the Hamzatu Waslin and the word after the Hamzatu Waslin, then I must skip the Hamza. What must I do? Skip the Hamza. So all I do is I scratch it out. Don't scratch it out in the Quran, no? Right? Only in the speech. So Babu al-Bayt becomes Babul Bayt. Everybody? Babul Bayt. Okay. So do we get the rough idea of Hamzatu Waslin now? Okay. In the Quran, you will see many examples throughout the Quran of Hamzatu Waslin. Now the grammar of Hamzatu Waslin, how do you start? Do you start with an a or an e or a u with a fatha, kasra or dhamma? Okay, how do you start? It depends on the context. But for all lam al-ta'rif, which is the lesson I'm dealing with right now, for all al, we start with a. Are you with me? You get words alladhina istafayna. Alladhina in the Quran, alladhina istafayna, right? Istafayna. Istafay, right? Alladhina istafayna. Those that whom we have chosen. With me? If I start alladhina, there is Hamzatu Waslin. It's always written on the top, even if we don't recite it with the fatha or dhamma. But if I start this, I say istafayna. I don't say astafayna. وأصطفينا. I say اصطفينا. Similarly with verbs, at the beginning, for example, خرج يخرج أخرج. قالت تخرج. Yeah, قالت. I should come later on and we'll get to another example. The basic idea is that you get different ways of starting Hamzatu Waslin. You can start with either a, e, or u, depending on the word and the context. Are you with me? Depending what word it is and whether it's a verb, a noun, or or particle. We don't really have particles starting with Hamzatu Waslin. But the Hamzatu Waslin that I want to focus on right now is just letting you know that the lam that comes in al is Hamzatu Waslin. The Hamza that comes in al is Hamzatu Waslin. You recite it if you're starting with it. And if you're using al, you start with a. So qamarun al qamaru. Right? Shamsun ash-shamsu. Bahrun al-bahru. Okay? Milhun means salt. Milhun means salt. Al-milhu means the salt. Bahrun means sea. Right. Al-bahru means the sea. Milhul bahri, the salt of the sea, or the sea's salt, or the sea salt. Right. With me? Okay. That's the Hamza of Al. Now we need to deal with two other cases of how exactly we pronounce the preceding word. How we pronounce the preceding word. Now in Arabic we have something known as Jamr Sakinain. If I'm going too fast, please stop me. Okay? There will be sufficient time to relieve you, both in the class, inshallah. But if I'm going too fast, please do stop me. Okay? Or if something isn't clear. Now, if I have al and the preceding word has sukoon, so I'm going to use Zaydun. Zaydun. Sorry, okay, let's not use sukoon. I need an example with a sukoon. Preceding, yeah. We can use the word. No, but milhun isn't sukoon. It's tanween. I made a special case of tanween. Let's use the word min. Min is also a special case. Min is the exception. Let me just see. I should have an example somewhere. Oh, there might be an example in here. Tanween. Yes, there we have one. Another particle. An. This is an. What is this? An. And this word is al-bayti. An al-bayt. Hamzatu Waslin. Sukun. An. We don't say an al-bayt. We don't say an al-bayt. Anil bayt. So there's the general rule. Any word that has sukoon before Hamzatu Waslin. Any word that has sukoon before Hamzatu Waslin. The last letter of the word. The last letter of the word takes, what does it take? Takes a kasra, takes this e sound. Right? So we don't say an al bayt, we say an nil bayt, and then we apply the rule of Hamzatu Waslin. Are you all with me? We don't say an al bayt, we say anil bayt. The exception to this rule is min. We don't say minil bayt, we say min al bayt. Min al masjidi ila as-suq. With me? Min al masjidi ila as-suq. Okay, so any word that has sukoon before Hamzatu Waslin, the last letter of that word takes what? Takes kasra. The last letter of that word takes kasra. Okay, so we don't say an al bayt, we say anil bayt. Correct? With me? Min is the exception. We don't say minil bayt, we say minal bayt. Answer the question? Okay, cool. Okay, when the last word has tanween, when the word before Hamzatu Wasl has tanween. Okay? You don't have to write this one particularly down. This is in the notes I will give you. Okay? When the last word, or the word before Hamzatu Wasl as tanween, that's another case. Tanween is like sukoon. Tanween for an. This means some letter with fatha and then noon sakira. With me? Okay? It means, you know the sign? It means an. It represents an. If you break it down, it's a letter with fatha and then noon tanween. I mean noon sakin. This is a letter with kasra and then noon sakin. Okay. The same rule applies here. The noon, we call the second part here noon tanween. Noon tanween. We call the second one is called noon tanween. That represents the noon of tanween. And if you look through the Quran, you will see examples where they put in a small noon and a haraka, fatha kasra dhamma on it. Are you with me? And they drop the second one, replace it with a small noon and put a haraka on it. Okay? I don't have examples for you right now that I could bring up on the screen, but the idea here is that. So I will use Zaydun al-alimu. Zaydun al-alimu. Now I said that this here is equal to something with dhamma. Equal to something with dhamma and noon sakin. Now again, you treat this like sukoon. So we don't say Zaydun al-alimu, we say Zaydu. What do we say? Zaydu nil. Everybody? Zaydu nil alimu. Do you see? Okay, so again, noon, tanween. Tanween you treat as like haraka with noon tanween, noon sakin. The noon sakin is the letter before Hamzatu Wasl. And then it changes to Zaydu nil alimu. Okay, now the last thing we must talk about is assimilating letters and Hamzatu Wasl. I did that. I did recognizing Hamzatu Wasl in the Quran. Now we talk about the sun letters and the moon letters. Okay, this is a convention, al-huruf al-shamsiyya, al-huruf al-qamariyya. We say al-huruf al-shamsiyya because you don't say al-huruf al-shamsiyya. Are you with me? We say al-shamsiyya. And as you have been reading Arabic, you've seen this throughout the Quran, throughout whatever you've read. We don't say al-shamsu, we say al-shamsu or wash-shamsu, right? Firstly, there are two rules. The rule of Hamzatu Wasl says when I join it with the previous letter, I say wa and al-shamsu, right? Al-shamsu, I first skip that. Hamzatu Wasl says skip this and go to that. But now when you come to lam, lam says if I have certain letters after lam, I skip the lam also and I merge this. So now I say wash-shamsu. Now this relates to articulation and linguistics. I think many people don't know. It's one thing because of the way the Arabs spoke, but also because of articulation. One thing you'll notice, okay, it's not on here, it would be on the other presentations. The articulation of the mouth. All of these letters, if this is my mouth, okay, anyway, that is my mouth. Okay? Lam is over here. Lam is somewhere there. It's on the tongue. Say al. 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 You can feel where it comes from. It's going towards the top of the palate. Okay? So say ad. 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 Now this is really a tajweed and linguistic and articulation type of thing. The letters that are close, right, are merged. So say an. An. So you say nurun, an-nuru. What do you say? An-nuru. So it's close. Okay? At-tawba. At-tawba. Now say jamal. It's not close to the lam. So we don't say ad-jamal. We say al-jamal. It gives you the opportunity to pronounce lam clear. Now all of the letters that are merged, right? At-tawbah, say.
التوبة
At-thawab,
التوبة
they are close to lam. Ad-dakhil,
الداخل
Al-dhaka,
الذكاء
Al-rahmah,
الرحمة
Al-zaka,
الزكاة
As-sikkin,
السكين
Ash-shamsu.
الشمس
You see, they're all close to
Lam.
The diagram I don't really have, but you can actually feel. Okay? As-salah,
الصلاة
As-salah,
الصلاة
Al-daw,
الضوء
Al-tarfa.
الطرف
What's after that? Dha. Al-zalim,
الظالم
Al-lam.
اللام
Now some people, given the definition that I've given you now, the closer the letter is, the more likely will it gets merged and assimilated. Now, if someone asks, Al-layla, is it merged or is it separate? How do you answer the question?
الليلة
Is it merged or is it separate? Did the one lam go into the other lam, like the lam went into the sheen, into the ta, into the dal? Are we saying al and then layla, or are we saying al-layla? With no gunna really, but it's merged. Based on the definition that I gave you of articulation. The closer the letter is, the more likelihood it is merged. And lam, how close is lam to lam? It's on top of it. It's on top of it. Okay? So this is a linguistic thing. This is how the Arabs spoke. Okay? Because all these letters were closer, okay, it made it easier for the pronunciation. Imagine you say al-shamsu. Try it. It's tricky.
الشمس
Al-shamsu. Right? Al-shamsu is way easier. Okay, and these are the letters that were closer in articulation. For example, you go to the throat. The throat has got 6 letters. Hamza, ha, ayn, ha, ghayn, kha. Al-hamza, al-humaza. You don't say hamza. Right? Because it's not difficult to say the lam and then this. In fact, it's more difficult now to say hamza than al-hamza. Right? Or al-kharij. For the kha. Al-kharij. Are you with me? We don't say kharij. It's going to be much more difficult. The closer the articulation, the more likely it would be merged. The same with noon sakina. When we have the noon in tajweed, we say man yasha. Say man. Man. Say yasha.
يشاء
They both, the noon is here and the ya is in the middle of the tongue. Right? The closer it is, the more likely it is merged. Now a question. Man nasha. Do you think the noon will be merged or will it be separate? Man nasha. It's noon with what's after it? Noon. Noon and noon. What's the chances? More likely to be merged or to be separated? More likely to be merged. And it's the closest because it's on top of it. So those are the reasons behind why we say al-huruf al-shamsiyya and al-huruf al-qamariyya. How do you remember the huruf al-shamsiyya and qamariyya? 1, you can read a lot and you pick it up. 2, you can remember them as lam and noon and their cousin and her cousin. So lam and noon. Noon has got another 2 cousins, which is ta and ta. And then dal and dal. And ra and za. And sin and sheen. And then sad and dad. And then ta and da. So I have 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. That's half of the alphabet there.
What about
No? Say ab. Where's the ba? Lips. All these letters on the tongue. Ab. Say wa. Wow.
wow
Do you think wow is merged? No. It comes from the lips. Okay? Al wow.
الواو
Al usla. Right? Al babu.
الباب
Al bintu.
البنت
See, we don't merge. Okay? So you can remember it as lam and noon and all noon's cousins, which are just double pairs. Ta, tha, dal, dal, ra, za, sin, sheen, sad, dad. How do you know ayn and ghayn is not there? Ayn and ghayn come from the throat. Very, very far. Very far. Okay. Right, summary. There's Hamzatu al-Wasl. When a letter that second precedes the ma'arraf bil lam, the last letter preceding the word will be read with a kasra, the exception is min. Right? Min, we don't say mini, we say mi, na. okay, it will be read with a fatha. If the preceding word ends with tanween, then the noon of tanween is rendered a kasra. What is the noon of tanween? Noon of tanween is the second fatha or the second kasra or the second dhamma. Right, that one, strip it out, change it into noon and the kasra. When an is prefixed to a word beginning with al-huruf al-shamsiyya, meaning lam, noon and all of noon's cousins, then we assimilate, we merge it, we push it in. Okay, why do we do that? It is closer in articulation to the lam. All of these letters are lying on the tongue. If it comes from the throat, if it comes from the lips, if it comes from the nose, it is not assimilated. Clear? Okay, any questions? Okay, enough or more? Enough for today?
Take a break.
Okay, we're going to take a break now. Just after this. Anta means state whether the following nouns are definite or indefinite. Okay, because previously I just did whether they were nouns or verbs or asma. Anta means you. You are busy. Definite or indefinite? Definite. Shajaratun, a tree. Definite or indefinite? Indefinite. Al-la'ibu. Definite. Is the lam merged?
Yes.
Yes, because lam is close to lam. Al and la'ib. Al-la'ibu, it's merged. Baytun.
Indefinite.
What's it?
No, it's indefinite. It's a house.
Indefinite, right, a house. Zaydun.
It's definite.
Definite, right. Zayd. Bintun.
Indefinite.
Indefinite. Al-baqaru.
Definite.
Definite. Khabbazun. It's not the name. Indefinite, right. Khabbaz means a baker. Aynabun, grapes. Indefinite. Al-baytu. What? Definite. Babun,
Indefinite.
a door. Al-islamu.
Definite.
Al-shurtiyu. Filun,
Indefinite.
an elephant. Hada, this, right, referring to something. And you could probably say it's something I previously referred to or something I'm showing, etc. Akhuka, your brother. Definite, right. Because you, ka is definite. So akhu, the brother of the ka, the brother of you, must also be definite. Remember we said anything related to something that is definite is definite. Okay, we can quickly take a, we can take a 10-15 minute break. Is that fine?